What's up, everybody? Welcome to a bonus episode of Ripstop on the Record. We have a really cool contest to tell you about today, but we have a few guests to help us talk about it. We are joined by Matt and Logan, and I'll let them tell about themselves, but let's start with you, Logan. Where are you? Where are you from? And how'd you end up on this podcast with us today?
I'm Logan from Thermal Lift Workshop, and I started sewing and creating my own stuff a couple of years ago with a lot of help from Ripstop by the Roll products. And I guess I ended up here today because Matt and I had been talking about wanting to do some kind of contest to encourage other people to get started along their own journey, because that's kind of how we got going. And now we both run our own businesses, and that's why I'm here. I guess I'm just persistent.
Hey guys, it's Matt from Red Paw. Why I'm here, that's a very good question. After doing so many podcasts with these guys, they keep bringing me back for some reason, and I'm happy to do it, especially to inspire the maker community and get them started, because just like Logan, Ripstop by the Roll was how I got started on my first projects, and I really like that we can do at least some small part to inspire everybody to make something new.
And then, obviously, Jameson is here. We've got Carter next to me.
Hello.
And Avery.
Hello. As we're approaching episode 50, and after 2 years of recording this crazy idea that we really never saw ourselves coming to 50 episodes, we really wanted to celebrate you as a maker and the listener. None of this would be possible without the help and the support of our creators. So we're really thankful for everyone who listens and who makes and supports Ripstop by the Roll and also Ripstop on the Record. So we wanted to do something to involve the community a little bit more. And just have a fun little challenge to celebrate our 2-year anniversary.
This idea was, I wasn't there for this, which is, a huge loss in my life still, but this idea was really born at OR last year, right?
I don't know how many years ago it was. It could have been 40. It could have been last year, but yes, at least a portion of this idea, the origin of it was at OR, at like an Airbnb.
Yeah. So as everyone said, we're going to kind of start to tackle the details of what this looks like. We'll try to keep it concise, but the long and short of it is that this is a challenge for everybody. Straight up makers, beginning, super experienced, people from Matt's level to people that got a sewing machine yesterday. The goal is for you to have something to shoot for and to have fun with. We're just happy to host it on the podcast because we love the maker community and we really want a reason to celebrate our 50th episode. So let's get into the details. Anyone chime in, but I'll start to go down the list here. Initially, your project must solve a problem. So whatever you send in, it can't just be a stuff sack for stuffing things. It has to be, I needed something that could hold my down jacket.
Beekeeping apparatus.
That is actually what I was thinking first, but I went to my second option. But you must solve a problem specifically. It can be simple, it can be extravagant, but it has to solve a specific problem. So when you enter the competition, you'll tell us what that problem is and what your project will solve. Logan, you've already made one of these, which can't be your actual submission, but you did make a really creative solution for one of your problems, which I believe was keeping your burrito warm. Is that right?
It was carrying your burrito around in between bites, I guess. But yes. I made a magnetic belt-mounted burrito holder for your Chipotle burrito.
That's awesome. That's the level that we're looking at. That's kind of the example that we are looking for you to solve a specific problem. So I often find myself on my bike wondering where I put my burrito. Some would say a flex fanny pack. That's an option, but I didn't make that, so I can't send that in. An option would be making a belt-mounted burrito holder. So that's what we're looking at. Couple other rules and regulations. So it must be the majority of the things used on your project must be made with Ripstop by the Roll materials and components. So use your discretion, but majority speaking, right? That's generally more than 50%.
That is correct, sir.
Excellent. There's no size limitation. It cannot be too small or too large. Obviously, that's completely up to you, but it, again, has to solve your problem. We are not judging how straight your stitches are necessarily. This is not the technical proficiency. However, there's a specific award for that we'll get into a little bit later. So even if you are a beginner, there's no harm in sending something in. The goal is, can you solve the problem that you write in?
Oh, I'm excited. I think Logan's project is a good example of something that is technically a problem, but is like on the more lighthearted side of things. But as we get into some of the superlatives and different specific awards you can win, I'm also excited to see like what real world problems people might want to solve, or how many different avenues that these projects can take. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I know my idea. I'm not going to participate because you need to have all my focuses on judging. This is a very important task. But I was thinking earlier today, just as another example, if somebody wants to make this, you can win. I wanted to make a bidet, but it's a dry bag. You know how they have like the thing, like the Nemo thing that you fill up with air? It's like the dry bag stuff sack that has a little elephant trunk on it that you connect to your sleeping pad. That, but a longer trunk. And then you fill it with water, and then you step on it, and it's like a water pump to use as a bidet. So anyways, just saying, if that happens to pop up.
Because you weren't getting enough pressure before, you need to really just overdo it.
Yeah, well, you could also have a friend step on the bag, so it's like a water hose. But
That's what I was going to say. I don't know how you were going to step on it and also clean your butt at the same time, but I would love a demonstration of that.
Yeah, I think that
which
would be
brings us to our next part.
I was going to say, that's a really good segue, actually. Part of your submission does need to be photos or videos or some version of content to show us how that does what you need it to. So be detailed. Send us pictures of the features of the pack that you would like to show. If you add grommets or specific stitching someplace, we really want to see the important bits. If you're not proud of your stitching, but you want to show something else, that's okay too. But be as detailed as you can be and as you're comfortable with being with that project, so we can get a really good idea of how that works.
So we will have the submission form listed on our website, ripstopbytheroll.com, and that will be under our resources podcast page. In the submission form, there's a series of questions for you to answer, telling us about your problem, how you solved the problem, materials that you used, and also media submission form. So we're asking for a minimum of 5 photos. We'd love to see the front, the back, the sides. If the inside is important, we'd love to see a shot of that, detailed shots. And there's also another section for you to show us videos of your creation and use. It just helps us get more of a visual of how your project actually works. It's obviously a video, so it's more 3-dimensional instead of that photo. So that would be great. The more content for us to judge your piece, the better.
The more you give us to judge, the better it'll be.
And please, if you send
Bonus
in
points if you flip it inside out.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you send in photos that we can't even tell what it is, and you have all the lights off, and there's like the room is smoky and we can't see anything, we're just not going to judge your project. So there'll be a form, I think, that explains like all of these things in detail, so you make sure that you do it right. But yeah, we have to be able to see what you've made to tell you how good it is.
I think the other thing to emphasize is we're really trying to get people to make a project from scratch, because it can be difficult to go from one of the pre-made kits to doing your own pattern or trying that. And it's really about the effort of going through and making it and learning and having a final product. It's not about how amazing it is or if you want to show off every detail. It's the fact that you made it and you're going to keep going from there and getting you across that barrier.
If your machine breaks a needle, you skip some stitches, but you're solving a really cool problem or a funny problem and you have an inventive solution, that's what we're judging, not how great you are at putting something together. It's about the journey and also about the solution.
Making your own pattern is a huge part of the MIOG journey, and learning how to jump from pre-made stuff into your own. And this is a good way to start. So let's talk dates here. The moment that you're hearing this, the form is live. You can enter stuff today, probably not today because you need to design it first, but things are open today in theory. So if you stay up all night and you pull a Jonathan and a Matt and sew until 4 a.m. to finish the pack, you can submit that at 5 a.m. Whatever you're ready, but the dates are live now. The submission deadline is Sunday, August 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. and then we will record the following week and judge your items and talk about them and record this podcast. And then you will be listening to this on episode 50 of this here fine podcast, which will air on August 17th.
Yep,
August 17th.
August 17th.
Well, thank you, Avery. Now, we have the beginner makers in mind. Kind of one other regulation thing we want to chat about before we chat a little bit more openly. For those of you that are really new or would really just like to hang out a little bit, we are doing what are called office hours or office hour. We'll try one out and see what people think. But our goal is to help new makers and people that are not familiar with the making process become more familiar and be more confident in what they're making and how to make. So office hours will be a time where people can come ask questions on their project for like fabric application or stitch type or whatever technical question you may have. Even something as silly as, do we need to change my needle? Which the answer is normally yes. But you also may need to change your tension or something. But ask us the question in the office hours, which will find office hours and link or the Zoom link in the submission form. So wherever the submission form is, we'll have that set up yet. But that's the time where you can come ask questions and chat with one of us.
All right, so let's get into the fun stuff, the prizes that we will be giving away for this Community Maker Challenge. We all came up with different prizes as a collective effort. We want there to be more than just first, second, and third. We wanted to make it more fun and have different categories for people to win. So we'll have 8 category winners, and everyone will be winning a Ripstop by the Roll gift card. So we can run through those real quick. The first one will be best overall, and that person will receive a $50 gift card. We also have funniest overall, and they will receive a $25 gift card. Most creative solution, technical perfection award. So if you're really into the finer details, most practical, best content. So really to encourage you to take those good pictures and videos, best use of outdoor ink. And then we also have a Judge's Choice Award.
I'm really excited for these. It's going to be so awesome to see. And I also wonder if, looking at these superlatives, if there are going to be people that are, instead of trying to go for best overall, are going to try to compete to do a very specific thing, which would also be cool. Because someone just has 74 different outdoor ink fabrics and they make something out of it, that would be pretty cool.
And just to clarify again, everyone will be winning. All of those prizes will be receiving a $25 gift card, and then best overall will be receiving a $50 gift card from Ripstop by the Roll.
Matt, what superlative are you most looking forward to?
I'm kind of tied between two. I like the Technical Perfection Award just because I think that's impressive if someone does something particularly well and executes it well. But probably the Outdoor Ink Award is my favorite just because I think that has the opportunity to be the most creative and obviously visually appealing too. So that's probably my favorite.
And to shout out Outdoor Ink, our custom design tool is actually back up and running. So if you have a print that you have designed yourself or a really cool photograph that you love, you can get that custom printed on over 32 of our fabrics.
Nice sales pitch, Avery. That was fast.
Mm-hmm. I do it all day on Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
Logan, which award are you most excited about?
I think I'm looking forward to funniest overall because I think that is going to be exciting, especially with the idea that you have to solve a problem. It's a pity that Carter's not participating because clearly he has some good ideas on that front. But, just like my, out-mounted burrito holder, I think that there's some exciting opportunities out there, and also most creative solution because I think sometimes it may not be like the most like unique problem, or somebody might come up with just a really cool way of solving something that a lot of people have that doesn't necessarily seem exciting on its face, but I think that has really good potential as well.
How about you, James? What are you looking forward to?
I'm actually kind of excited about the best content one. I'd love to see like some TikTok parodies, like as the sales pitch video for some of these projects, or like
A full motion picture, like
Yeah.
$1 million budget film that they create with their.
Yeah, like if somebody does like a super like a voiceover with like just like this deep baritone, like one of those Hollywood voices for their project, that would be a big winner.
Yeah, like David Attenborough style with a
Yes, that's the name I couldn't think of.
full-on
Yeah.
description. Or
Yes.
Shark Tank. I mean, Shark Tank can get pretty funny too. We'll definitely have to call in like a Mr. Wonderful type for someone to take his role in that. But
Kyle.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Does anybody else have ideas of what they might want to make that you'd be willing to mention? I'm not saying giving away secrets, but have you thought of other things? You're like, oh, it'd be really awesome if I saw this, or I would consider making this, but it's not my choice.
I honestly have no ideas yet, but I've been thinking about it. I'm just having a hard time coming up with something. So I'm sure it'll probably be something that I use in my almost everyday life. So maybe something around my dogs or camera gear or something. But as of right now, it's a true mystery.
I'm going to watch every episode of Shark Tank beginning to end. And I'm going to steal one of those ideas, like a seatbelt thing for children or something. I'm just going to make it out of printed webbing. Does that count?
At the risk of giving away like my whole project, I'm going to focus on sun protection.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm going to say. I think that's probably where I should leave it.
I hope it's an umbrella hat.
It's going to be a Speedo. DCF.
That's
For your
what
tan
I'm
lines.
thinking he's probably going to make. Yeah.
I don't think that has any like UFP rating or whatever it's called.
No, I think it probably
Well, I'm
is
gonna use
actually
that
like a
translucent
greenhouse
Dyneema,
effect type of thing.
I think it
actually magnifies the sun, so... Never mind. I just almost said something terrible.
Good work.
Thank you. I know we can bleep it
Worse
out,
than the
but
bidet?
Yeah.
what about you, dude? You're over here asking everybody else. Are you trying to hide?
If I'm totally honest, I have forgotten to think about what I'd like to make before this moment. But so I'm trying to imagine what I've been doing, and I would say that I've gotten to ride around with Matt's Flex fanny pack the last couple of weeks since I bought one off him at Trail Days, and I really do like that. And there's a part of me that if I really like something, I do kind of want to try to make it. So there's a part of me that wants to try to rip off a Flex fanny pack. Don't tell the owner though. And then
I say do it.
So I've considered one of those. Definitely considering a dog item, and then doing a lot of paddleboarding. So some sort of paddleboarding bag of some sort. I haven't thought of anything funny yet, but I don't know if I'm a very funny person by nature, so I probably should just stick with practical.
Well, I mean, it also doesn't have to be. Not that I'm giving you advice that you care about. Think about problems that you have in like your work life or like at home too. Those are the things I think I'm most excited for. Are not like backpacking gear.
Yeah,
we see that a lot, and if you make something that's awesome, I'll still vote for it if it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm excited to see like someone who always stubs their toe on this one stair that's stuck out, so they make some booties with 1680D to protect their toe or something. I don't know. That's probably a horrible idea or the best one ever, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that like always annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my garage door opener falling off of the sun visor of my car. Like, how could I make like something with cam snaps to make it removable? Or I don't know.
That's a good point.
I'm excited for those type of things.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I've been thinking about either making a custom wallet, or my like best friend is a special operations combat medic, and I've been like semi-designing a custom aid bag for him for a really long time. And so I was thinking this might be the opportunity to do it, but it might require too much like specialized custom hardware potentially, but we'll see. That's my stretch goal.
That sounds really cool.
That sounds well. I'm really excited about all of the things that we're going to see. Be creative, have fun with it, solve a problem, and let us know. Hit us up on social at Ripstop by the Roll. Email us at social@ripstopbytheroll.com, or we have a phone number. Don't forget, you can call, ask us questions. Actually, Carter, should we make a jingle for the phone number?
No. Okay, I'll do it. You convince me.
Okay, well, that might come up again. But yeah, call us 919-666-7601.
It's actually
Whoa.
919-666-7061.
7061. I thought I
say it one more
memorized
time.
it.
Yeah.
And our phone number
okay.
is
919-666. I forgot the last four again.
7061.
7061.
Thank you. That's the stuff.
And again, that is
You don't need to do it again.
919-666-7061. We look forward to speaking with you.
Matt and Logan, thank you for this idea. Thank you for encouraging the maker community as a whole and for joining us on another episode. Matt's been on like 3 times and he still keeps coming back. And Logan's listened to every single one and she still keeps coming back. So these people are really cool. So if anything, submit these for their sake, not ours. But we look forward to chatting with you guys again soon to check out some of these projects. Any Logan and Matt, any last words? Matt, you first. Anything for these makers?
Well, I'd say obviously be creative if you can. Make it look good. Like I said before, I think bonus points if you're willing to flip your project inside out, show us the stitching. I don't think that's a requirement, but to me that wins mega bonus points and confidence because nobody likes to show off the inside of their project. So I'm keeping that kind of stuff in mind. Like, you know, even if the stitching isn't good, I admire the courage.
That's actually one of the reasons that I've started binding stuff, because then you can flip it inside out and it looks amazing still.
Hide
Just because
everything.
it hides it. Yeah. Logan, what about you? Any last words for these makers?
I think I would encourage people to take some time and really sit down and plan ahead of time, because I think you can come up with a really good idea and get excited about fabrics and everything else. And I want to encourage that excitement. But the more you sort of sit down and plan things out and sketch it before you start going, I think the more success you're going to have. And that's also one of the reasons why I really push to do the office hours, which I will be at hopefully with some other people. But we wanted to just give you a chance to ask questions and brainstorm and figure all that out, so that you really have no reason not to build the project that you are thinking about.
Also wanted to mention one more thing about the office hours real quick. That again will be Wednesday, June 29th from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you can't make it at 7:30, it's more of a pop in and pop out kind of thing. So you can just join as you're able. If we have, let's say 100 people join, that would be incredible. We can also add more to the schedule if it becomes a thing and a lot of people join, but we're going to start with the one session on June 29th at 7:30, and you can get the Zoom details in the submission form. But don't feel like you have to show right up at 7:30. It's just more of if you have a question you want to pop in and ask, that would be great. And I also encourage you to post on social media, tag us at ripstopbytheroll.com and also hashtag ripstopbytheroll.com. I would love to see your work in progress if you are so willing to share on Instagram or Facebook or even TikTok, because we're TikTokers now. So
We're cool, I swear.
All right. Make good gear, drink good water, because it's 1:45. But have a great day, everybody. See you around.